My name's Julia Yu. I go to California Western School of Law in San Diego, California. And I chose this program because there was just so many aspects in one. I get to travel to South America. I get to take classes in a whole new different environment, a whole new different culture. And then there is a internship component, which I get real world experience, but in a different country. And this internship was my first, foot in the door into the legal job. I work at Fundación Paz Ciudadana. It's a nonprofit organization that focuses on criminal reform, ways to reduce crime rate, ways to reduce recidivism. And they do it through seminars and publications, and they educate the public and law enforcement and persuade government to go one way or the other based on research. And what I'm doing specifically is I'm researching probation in the United States, the probation system in the United States and California specifically, and just writing like an overall report about it, going from what it is, what it's focused on, and how different counties in different parts of California do it. I've just been learning a lot. I don't have any crazy stories because I just sit in the office and do research. I don't go to court, but I'm just like a sponge right now. I'm just learning a lot. And as just finishing up my 1L year, the only criminal law experience I've had is just Crim Law 1 for one semester, and this I've got to learn more about like statistics, how they do it down to the meaty aspect of exactly how it works, how different counties do it, the different programs that are offered for probationers and parolees, and just a lot of stuff that I probably wouldn't be able to learn in a textbook because it is so real life and ongoing and concurrent. So I've just been learning a lot and reading a lot. The overall program I think is amazing. Professor Cooper does a great job of letting us know in advance of what we're going to expecting, what like class-wise, internship-wise, and extracurricular activity-wise. And this is my first time abroad, it was great that he took care of housing for us. We don't have to find our own housing. Everything's taken care of. He organizes, group trips to Valparaiso and group dinners. Just, it really brings our group together. And just in the short 2 months, I feel like I've got to know so many people and so close. Someone from Texas and Minnesota. So I think it's a really good program, and the week in between is also really nice kind of to get us shift ideas from one class session to another class session, and a chance to explore South America. I got to go to Machu Picchu, and so that was a lot of fun and just once in a lifetime experience. Santiago is amazing too. It was much colder than I expected because when I looked, I was like, oh, it's kind of deserty. Maybe it's not going to be too cold, but it's definitely cold, so bring a sweater. But it's been cool. We went up to the San Cristobal Hill and Santa Lucia. It's just such a big city with so much history, and it's so diverse, food-wise, architecture-wise, socioeconomic-wise. You just see great gaps, and it definitely was not what I expected South America to be. I was like, okay, it's probably going to be cheap. It's probably going to be very kind of more indigenous. Whereas like I went to Costanera, and I'm like, oh, what do you know? It's all American stores, and there's Burger King, McDonald's, Taco Bell, all in a line. So it wasn't. It is a culture shock because it is still so different from the States, but at the same time, you see so many elements of United States influence on here. I would most definitely recommend the program to future students. It's a great traveling experience. It's a great learning experience. And for me, it was also a big growing up experience, traveling by myself for the first time, living with roommates and just hanging out with fellow law students. And it's also just a great experience to expand your network, not only through your internship, but through the people in class, professors from other schools. And we got to meet Judge Juan Guzman, who was the prosecutor for General Pinochet. So that's just something you don't get to experience every day. We visited La Moneda and learned so much about Chilean history and culture, going to the torture center, hearing a former torture victim walk us through as a tour guide and telling us personal stories. Those are memories and stories that, last a lifetime.